All right, welcome on board. It is Spring Trends right here on Western Spring Television, where we say it as it is. On Spring Trends, what we do is we look at issues trending, what is trending, who is trending, where they are trending, and reactions on social media. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, welcoming you this beautiful Wednesday. Femi Ojo is here. Welcome on board, Femi.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's just get to business, shall we? Our very first story this morning, we are going to be focusing on what the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission boss, Ohiolei Olukoyede, said about the issues involving the embattled former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, saying that he withdrew $720,000 from Kogi account to pay his child's school fees, and this is in advance. And he said that the governor transferred the money, 720,000 United States dollars, from the government coffers to a bureau de change before leaving office to pay in advance for his child's school fees. Let's, watch this video where the EFCC boss made this statement.
Who do? What? Was this chief of staff? Yes, cashier, the government house cashier. The guy that was bringing the billions. I'm so passionate about the need for us to move forward in this country. A sitting governor, because he knows he's going, you move money. I mean, the particulars of offense is there. It's before court. Go and check it. Apply for our processes, please. You will get some of these particulars of offense there. Move money directly from government to produce the change. Use it to pay the child's school fee in advance. In advance. Dollars. How much? 70 what?
Yes, total is over almost 800.
In dollars, yes. In dollars. $72,000. $720,000, sorry. $720,000 in advance.
All right, that video is where the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission boss, Ohiolei Olukoyede, made that statement, or the revelation that the former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello withdrew $720,000 from the coffers of government and used it to pay his children's fees in advance. Reactions on social media. Lord Henry says, but that statement about "come, let's settle," I respected him as a former governor. We are not yet serious as a country if we continue to treat crimes like this. And Duke says top office holders are accorded such invitation all over the world, mostly for national security reasons or because of their influence. If they fail to honor the invitation, then government usually humiliates them. And Samuel Olokwa says $720,000. Which school charges such an amount? Is the school fees for all the children in Kogi State? Samuel, with that question. But Femi, let me have your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I think that's a lot. By the way, 720,000, I'm just trying to do a rough estimate. That's like 774 million naira, almost 800 million naira for school fees. We don't know, maybe, because he said in advance. I mean, we don't know the level that the child is. Maybe he's in primary school. That means till PhD level or whatever. Because in advance doesn't mean for now.
That means probably if the child is in GSS1, he already paid, or if he's in, okay, that's outside of the country. I don't know what they use now.
Yeah.
They already paid till the child graduates from high school.
College, till whatever. Maybe he put it in a trust fund or something. That says a lot about a politician. We're only talking about Yahaya Bello today. There are many persons who are worse. There are many persons even collecting something legally that is morally wrong. Talking about former governors in different states. Some of those things that those governors, former governors, take home, it can be justified. But you know what? It's legal. In as much the State House of Assembly has ratified it, it is legal. But in the court of public opinion or to conscience, it's illegal. Now, if somebody has the right to do that, for some of former governors, I don't know the state of things in Kogi, they will be having their cars changed every 3 or 4 years. They have access to a plethora of aids that will be taken care of, paid for. But it says some of them have their pension or pension as 100%. of whatever they were collecting while they were in power. Some of them will have houses built for them in their state capital and in any place of their choice. What else do a former governor want? You have been taken care of by, these allegations, by the way, but antecedents is what I'm speaking to. You have been taken care of by people's money, people pastoring money as a governor for 8 years. That means you have never used your money, even what you are earning, to buy anything. You can't, because of the kind of paraphernalia of office that we have. Now we are hearing that you still parted away, and maybe this is not just all, you know, because we are hearing other different things. But one thing, somebody made mention, Ohiolei said he tried to respect him, you know, by being a former governor. Do you put a call across to the Yahoo boys that they put up their faces on social media?
But don't you think it's as a result of the stature, is kind of stature in
That's
society?
what we are speaking about. The moment we begin to, this is not English, staturize the pursuit of corruption in Nigeria, that means we are not ready. I'm not sure FBI will extend invitations to somebody based on who you are. In fact, those ones, they want to make a scapegoat of a highly placed person to serve a deterrent. Right. I'm not saying that FBI is above board and they are infallible. No, but I'm only saying this is a good way. But, you know, let me say very quickly in 3 seconds, that him coming out to say this while he has been charged to court, I'm not sure it is right. He could have been saying this if things go south, or maybe after the prosecution. You have charged somebody to court and you are still coming to the public to say whatever you know about them. You should be telling the court this, not really public, because many persons will think he's just trying to sway public anger against Yahaya Bello, although he has put himself in this particular situation. All right. Needlessly.
Of course, there will be development as to this particular situation. Our fingers are crossed, and we are looking forward to what the EFCC will make do with Yahaya Bello, and also the courts. We should not forget the court of law. Moving on to our next story this morning. From Yahaya Bello, we move over to the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and we have also learned from the EFCC that Emefiele authorized the printing of 684.5 million naira using 18.9 billion naira. Do the math, and you will know that this really doesn't make sense. It's still an allegation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and it will take a court of law to prove that Mr. Emefiele is actually guilty of this particular situation. 684 million, 18.9 billion naira to print 684 million. This is ridiculous, I tell you. But then Dr. 100 on Access, President Emefiele, 2015 to 2023. I guess there was no Buhari. You know, Dr. 100 is just trying to say this man was
in charge
in the economy
essentially
from 2015 to 2023. Osinachi says, what kind of mathematics is this? Are they not supposed to be in profit after printing money? Why are we in such a huge loss? And Jobs Intel region says some of these things do not even make sense, but it is Nigeria. Nothing actually does. Does this make sense to you, Femi? Because I'm trying to do the mathematics. 18.9 billion naira to print 648 million naira. Where is that done? I mean, if you own an organization, would you do that? That should be the question that should be posed to Mr. Emefiele. If this were to be your organization, would you run at such a huge loss?
I think it doesn't make sense. Let me just answer your question. Even to an average primary school pupil, if you carefully explain to them, can you do this to get this? He or she will tell you, daddy no, or mommy no, or uncle no. But the thing is, I think we're talking about the seeming, still allegations, by the way, seeming exaggeration or figure, 18 billion to print something that is less than 1 billion naira. But now we're talking about, let me state it here unequivocally, that in my knowledge of basic economics has me right, sometimes what you use to print a particular amount are always more expensive than that amount, you know, but not to this tune, because you will use what is beyond 10 naira to print a 10 naira. And you are not using 1 10 naira for 1 day. It might be in circulation for 5 years, 10 years. based on how that particular note is taken care of.
Yeah.
Let's state it there so that people will not get it twisted. For that 689 or thereabout, you might likely use what is more than that. In fact, most likely more than that to print it. But will it be to the tune of 18 billion naira? I seriously doubt that as well, because there is no way you can reconnect this thing. And it speaks to the volume of what the kind of allegations that we have been seeing leveled against this man. Especially, somebody wrote that thing cynically, that means that man was in charge from 2015 to 2023, doing whatever he wanted with the economy. And now, Evelyn, even leaving that, does that mean nobody really questioned Emefiele with some of these policies while he was doing it? Because the man will always come and say, I have the authorization of the president.
What was the economic team of Mr. President doing? If we say the president
The
really
National
might not
Economic
know,
Council,
so exactly.
The National Assembly, he doesn't even respect those ones, because it was called severally. He didn't answer them. At the time, he said he was sick. He went outside the country. When he came back, is this thing attend till he was threatened. He went there, and you know the way it works at the National Assembly. You will not go in as much. You have some levels. They will declare that they will arrest you. You send somebody, and then the day you will come, you just tell them, you know, this thing explained. And there's nobody that's been arrested. Highly placed individuals. I'm not just talking about heads of MDAs. You know, and the courts will even say some things these people will not, do like they are obliging. But it speaks to the fact that 2015 to 2023 in our nation, we are just talking about Emefiele. We were talking about disaster management ministry. By the time the searchlight is beamed, really into other agencies, many persons are calling for the probe of the NNPCL as well. Not just the CBN. You will say that maybe we were set back a lot. 2015 to 2023 in our nation will never be forgotten.
And of course, not forgetting the aviation ministry. Hadi Sirika right now
That's
is
the
in the
kid on the
web
block
of the EFCC, and people are looking forward
Nigeria
to what
Air
will become of him in the coming weeks and months. But away from all of this, let's move over to our next story this morning. And this next story is a very disturbing one. I mean, it's a case of bullying at the Lead British International School in Abuja. And when I watched that video, I should say that it sent shivers down my spine. It was very, very disturbing. Personally, I counted 22 slaps. Let's watch this video. We'll be right back. All right, so that video is the video of the bully being walked into the school building by, different people. And we could see one person who was agitated, and we learned that that was a relative of the person, of the victim who was bullied. The victim who was bullied is the one right on the screen this morning, where she was actually, surrounded by her peers and given some hot slaps. And during this time, she stayed put, comported herself, and did not retaliate. It's really a sad one, because why I'm this disturbed is the fact that we have had things like this, bully cases in different schools, and these situations are swept under the carpet. Some of the victims died, and there was nothing done about it. But reactions on social media, and of course, the development actually says that the school has been shut down for 3 days, and also the Minister of Women Affairs stepped in for the girl and took the case personal. Reactions, Kenny says, you do not shut down a school because a child bullied another. Teenagers will always strive to show superiority. The concerned child should be disciplined, suspended. If he or she is a repeat offender, such should be expelled. Shutting down the school for 3 days robs the entire student groups of their learning peace and learning pace, I should say. And Tassie says the girl in question bullying and slapping a fellow student in Lead British Abuja has displayed total parental failure. It shows she lacks proper upbringing, because even seeing her now, she isn't being remorseful and regretful of her actions. The girl that was being victimized should be celebrated, encouraged, and given the utmost support to gain back her confidence amongst her peers. Also, the bullied girl and her accomplice need proper continual reorientation. And TL says, all of you defending and saying they shouldn't have slapped her are very silly. That's our own opinion. And you also deserve to collect. Let them beat your own child and relative like that, and then you try to keep your own hands to yourself. I feel zero remorse for her, and that slap was not in. Okay, so I don't know what TL is trying to say, but I think this. Okay, I think she's talking about the agitated relative that slapped the bully when she was being walked into the building. But Femi, your thoughts on this? A lot of people are calling for the prosecution of this child. And of course, we had a lengthy discussion about this earlier on Morning Spring. And, you know, this particular comment saying that you do not shut down a school for 3 days because a child bullied another. What do you think? Do you think this actually makes sense, that you don't close down a school, deprive other children of their education activities just because a child bullied another?
I think maybe the choice of words, but then if you interrogate, that conversation is neither here nor there, because it will sound unfair on other students that haven't done anything. Their parents have paid, they have been, you know, doing whatever they have been asked to do, but there was an altercation, not even an altercation, that was a serious case of bullying, you know, 2 individuals. The victim, his name is Namtira Bwala. You know, many persons have even linked out to Daniel Bwala. And Daniel Bwala
already came out and said,
"Not be my daughter."
He even said, that can't be my daughter, because they can't slap my daughter that way, and she will be.
Okay, that's a different conversation. I mean, Bwala and the bullies are Miriam Hassan and a certain Falia. You know, and they did that. You know, at the time in the longer video of that bullying, you know, I call it a bad movie, a very terrible one. You could see there was a slappy marathon on the face of a human being. It speaks of the fact that they thought they were bigger in every situation. I mean, you see the reason, because we are hearing, okay, you should tell me the name of the boy who broke my heart. These are things that happen between teenagers, especially when they are flowering. I'm using that word, blossoming. You could see they are just teenagers. They are not even super things. Coming up, there are issues with the opposite gender, and maybe somebody is saying something. Why did this person say something about me? The victim in a video said they took her, that they wanted to talk with her. She wanted to talk with her, and then took her to the cafeteria, and oh no, all hell broke loose. But as per the fact that she was slapped, I don't want to comment on that, because I have daughters, and I'm not sure I would keep my cool if actually any of them were to be molested in that particular manner. But then I think the school is taking it well. They have responded. Shutting down of that school is just a response to public opinion, so that they don't sound like all is normal. It's a bad thing.
All right.
Teach your children not to be a bully.
Exactly.
And don't be bullied.
Your children not to be a bully, and also don't be a bully yourself, because you know, kids actually pick some of these things. You don't tell them to be a bully, but in your own actions, they see that daddy always shouts or always slaps his workers. They see that mommy always beats the house help, and it becomes a part of them. And this is what they want to also exhibit. Yeah. So please, that's where we end the show this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of our world, and of course, sincere appreciation to our amiable and esteemed Femi Ojo. Thank you for coming on board.
Thank you.
All right, and to you, our audience, have for yourself a good and super Wednesday, and ensure to go for gold. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. Bye.